probably got exported wrong. All right. There we go. Yep. Hello. All right. Welcome, everybody. My name is Jenny, also known as Leafione,
I'm Evan, or Sneaky.
and welcome to the Michigan High School Invitational for Valorant. Um, Today, I believe we are going to be seeing Utica High School versus the Detroit Catholic Center High School, and yeah, it should be a great match. Um, we know very little information on what we're going to see in terms of like
Yeah.
map picks, like agent picks, anything like that. What would you say you're hoping to see?
Um, I don't know. I mean, we played Utica at the Bandwidth Bowl when they came out here, or Bulldog, whatever it was called.
The Bandwidth Bowl.
Yeah, and I mean, they seem to be a pretty solid team. So I think if they could put one together today, they should do pretty well.
Yeah. From what I understand, they also like to do what Val Gold like to do, and they had like a literal notebook of strats. So I'm curious to see on if they've got something similar for today, and maybe if we'll
Yeah,
see a lot of counterplay in that case.
they did. They did have one for us when we played them. And granted, we had two subs then, but we did get rolled. So
I mean, hey, I mean, if it's
oh,
a good team, it's a good team. So, um, we did recently just get a change to the comp pool, which I think it'll be pretty interesting to see some of the maps come back potentially. I know Sunset is back for sure.
yeah, it sucks. Sorry.
I actually quite like Sunset, or I did before they nerfed Tejo. The Tejo nerfs are out, so I'm wondering how that could change comps for today potentially. I feel like a lot of teams had to do a lot of last second changes because of that.
Probably see less Teos on less maps today just
Yeah.
because of the change.
Personally, I'm hoping they bring Gecko back, at least for Sunset. I
I mean,
love Gecko.
I mean maybe, but they screwed over the B site. So
Yeah, they kind of did, but we'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting since obviously we are a lot older, have a lot more, not experience per se, but it's very different from seeing high schoolers play. So it'll be interesting to see the differences. That's for sure.
yeah, it's more of a mindset thing than
Yeah.
anything else. I mean, you can kind of see with younger players like they tend to get stuck in their ways rather than being versatile and like open to new things or open to adaptability. So
Yeah. It'll also be interesting to see how the comps get affected by this. Um, at least personally, in my experience, I feel like a lot of younger players tend to have very different picks from what you tend to see at like the college level esports and even the pro level esports.
yeah, I'd say it's a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, very aggressive in comparison. I'm hoping that we'll see Arena today. I don't know why. I'm just hoping and expecting
There's a
it.
good chance.
Oh yeah.
If I had to guess.
Yeah, Reina, she's been she's like slowly made her way into pro play and even college level recently, but she's still not super like common, I would say.
It's because people are forgetting to shoot her flash,
Yeah.
and now it's making her like a viable option for competitive play.
Yeah.
Um, I will say with like the younger groups, I feel that they tend to just kind of play like ranked, play it like it's a ranked.
That is
I know
fair.
Utica has their notebook. They're
Yeah.
you know adjusting and reading what the other team's doing, but I still feel that there's that level of just ranked brain within
Yeah.
all of them.
And it's so hard to go from like the ranked mindset to the team play mindset, especially at our level, which is probably kind of could have made it harder for you guys to go against Utica. So it'll be interesting to see two teams at that same age group facing off and seeing how that mindset and how that aggressiveness kind of like shows through. Because I know in my case, ranked is a whole nother world. So
Yeah, honestly, it was adjustment. I didn't play ranked much throughout the season.
yeah.
It was an adjustment coming back afterwards. I had to realize that I can't always rely on teammates.
Yep. That is the unfortunate bit with Valorant sometimes. Hopefully we will be getting into the actual gameplay soon. I know that Sunset was added, but I don't quite remember what was taken out. I know Bind is still gone.
Fracture's gone.
Oh, yeah, Fracture is gone. Was it Fracture? No, Ascent is still in because it just got added back. Was that the only change? I don't know if
I
that
think
was.
so. I'm trying to think about what I've played
Maybe.
in ranked. I played split. I played
Yeah.
bind. I've played or not bind. Ascent.
Yeah. Sunset is back, but I haven't played since the new release. I've been grinding League instead in my case. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out. As long as Breeze is not back, I'm happy. Personally,
I don't think it is.
it
And
is definitely
honestly,
not.
they can just delete that map from the game.
That is so fair.
Write it out of the code because it's not needed.
Yeah.
Nobody wants it.
Yeah, I feel like the only person who I've ever heard likes Breeze is if I'm remembering correctly, it's Spider Pig. He's the duelist for Val Gold. I don't understand it, but then again, he is a whole nother breed.
I mean, it's
So,
not bad on Duelist, but if you're playing anything else, it's
yeah,
not fun.
that's why he enjoys it. I think is because he just gets to play Jet. He gets to have an op and do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah, there's so many angles in that map for Jets to play, so it makes
Yeah.
things, I don't know, easy and more fun.
As the person who plays Jet a lot,
Oh,
aren't you usually a Sentinel on the? I remember when you first
I
joined.
was.
Yeah, you were on Sentinel, but
And
now
then
you
I
got
was
swapped
like,
over.
just put me on Duelist. And now I'm a Duelist.
Yeah. And I mean, hey, it's shown like the difference. And honestly, you pop off. So why not?
Sometimes.
Yeah. I also started as a Sentinel. All right. So we were just informed of the picks and the bans. So far, we have Ascent and Haven as bans. And we currently have the first pick, which is going to be Lotus.
Looks like Utica's starting attack there, too.
Yep. All right. So this is Detroit's pick. So Lotus, I feel like that is kind of the default competitive map at this point.
It's very high, like, it's got a very high pick rate
Yeah.
in the collegiate scene.
And even just the pro play scene as well. I feel like it's always just been really high. Except for when it first came out. People did not like that map when it first came out.
I liked it since the beginning, and everybody was just like, no, it's not it.
Yeah, and now it's everybody's favorite. So,
yeah.
I mean, hey.
I think it's picked in every collegiate match, and if not, then it's like 95%.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it has been. So it'll be interesting to see how this one goes. I feel like Lotus, you have a lot of versatility for comps compared to some other maps.
Yeah, it's another 3-site map, so you have a lot more room to cover. With agent selections, you want to have something where maybe you can give up one of those sites and play retake on it, but still have something there for info, letting you know if they're walking on.
I think that it's like the usual like Raze breach meta. I feel like we're probably going to see at least one of it today.
Yeah, it's a very good breach map. And
Yeah.
Raze, I feel, is just kind of the default duelist for Lotus.
Yep.
I mean, I've seen a couple of Yorus and ISOs. If one of these teams has a gunner, they'll probably run an ISO because ISO is pretty busted right now, especially with his suppress also, or his vulnerable also suppressing now.
His wall has a lot of versatility on this map just because of how narrow a lot of the entryways are.
Yep.
I love ISO, frankly. I wish that he was more popular in general, but at the same time, it's like I don't play duelist other than ISO and Doru, so I feel like I have no right to talk.
That's fair.
My perspective on duelist is very skewed in comparison. I feel like we've been seeing a kind of like the comeback of Fade as well. At least I've been seeing it.
At least in my ranked games, I haven't seen it, but like maybe once. And then with collegiate, we don't run a Fade ever, so.
I know that when there was like a period where everybody was running Fade on Lotus.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of died out. I've seen it a couple times recently. I think in pro play. I don't remember if it was
probably
game
come back
changers
with
or
the Teo
not.
nerf because with Teo being introduced is when a lot of the Fades got.
Yeah.
They just got kind of booted off the roster.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll see her. I quite love her as a character. I do think that she's kind of a little underwhelming in terms of kit, aside from like her ult. She's good at getting the info, but aside from that, it's like her decay just kind of doesn't have as much versatility as I would like on an initiator.
Her util's pretty avoidable too.
Yeah.
You don't even have to shoot the eye sometimes. You can just crouch it.
Yeah.
Or a number of other things.
Fade is kind of a lineups agent in my opinion.
Which is crazy because, I don't know. It's just weird. She has dogs. She's not.
It's like, well, with the placement of her eye, it's like you can either throw it into a kind of like an open spot and have it get pinged, or if you really want to try and make it better, you kind of just need a lineup to get some weird, crazy angle where people aren't either A, going to have the time to react, or B, have a much more, like a difficult time shooting it.
Yeah.
Like they would have to look up into the sky to get it.
I will say the one thing about a fade eye is with it like having that whistle from being thrown.
Yeah.
Um, it's very easy to have someone swing off of too,
Yep.
because their attention's gonna go towards that. At least some of
Yeah.
them.
It's very telegraphed.
Yeah, and so you could almost use it as a flash just to get it out there, kind of like the cipher cam flash. You just throw it on
Oh,
the wall
yeah.
and swing with it. It's pretty great.
Yeah. I will say one thing that's interesting about Lotus in particular is just how versatile the Sentinel role is nowadays, it feels. I feel like when Tejo came out, KJ was just kind of gone. So since KJ was out, they came up with a bunch of like actual like different setups. And I don't know.
So we've got map 2 and map 3. Utica picks split. Looks like they'll be starting on attack for that, and then final map is Fracture. I guess Fracture is still in the pool.
They might be using the pool from the previous patch
Okay.
because of how
so that would
soon
mean
it's
no
been.
sunset,
That
which
could be why.
thankfully.
But I am
See
not
Ascent,
entirely
Haven,
sure.
Lotus, split. Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't see an icebox in there.
I did not see Icebox either. But I don't remember Icebox being out of the pool either.
It's not,
So I
but
don't know.
I didn't see it in that list. So
I don't know. It was kind of cut off for us. For context, we have like a small list that we could see. You guys couldn't, but we could, and it was like cut in half almost. So
yeah.
yeah, but I'm excited for Split. I love that map. I know you probably disagree with me.
It's the worst map in the game.
It is not the worst map in the game.
Second to Breeze.
I adore Split.
Second to Breeze.
Nope. I think it is the best map in the game.
Breeze, Split, Sunset. Bottom 3.
There's
right
a reason I made Val Gold played Split like every single time.
That's why it's our permaban.
And our perma ban was Pearl, personally.
I don't
Just
know.
because we never practiced it. So I was like, let's just not.
It's just a better map than Split.
It's not a better map. Maybe because we've practiced it so much and we're so good at Split, and since nobody else likes Split, it just makes it easy. That could be it.
That's fair, but it's just, I don't know. Split is,
It's lovely.
it's 3 entryways.
Okay, yeah.
Like other maps have more than that, and it's just, I don't know.
I don't know. I like the way that it's set up. It lets me direct my team into exactly what I want, and they listen. So
It's very small corridors, and that's what I don't like it.
that's why I like it.
I play Raze on that map, and I still don't like it.
Yeah, I play like a rat. So, all right. Looks like we are going to go ahead and get into the lobby. And, yep, we are starting Lotus, and I believe it was Utica on attack and Detroit on defense.
Yeah, Shams. I remember that name.
I remember
That's
him
Utica.
too. Yep. I unfortunately was not able to be in person for that tournament, but I do remember hearing his name come up quite often.
Oh, it's at the bottom. Lotus, Split, Fracture.
All right. So again, I guess with that, welcome to the Michigan High School Esports Tournament. It'll definitely be an interesting match, that's for sure. I'm hoping to see a lot of interesting picks. A lot of aggression in this case. I feel like all of the maps picked were very aggressive maps.
Especially Split.
Yep.
Like, that's just aggro.
Yeah.
You can't really play that map slow. You just got to commit.
Oh yeah,
With
for
Lotus
sure.
being map 1, though, if they play it like GV plays it, people are getting jumped on.
I mean, hey, we'll see. Yeah. It'll be an exciting match. I personally am very interested in seeing comps specifically because that's just kind of how I am.
Yeah, I just want to see with the Teo changes being out. I mean, Teo is pretty standard. Like, you could guarantee it on Lotus. Breach Teo is pretty common, but with the changes, it might go back to a Breach Fade now.
I feel like I could also lean towards a Breach Gecko, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, you already have flashes with the Breach, so a little info wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
Sova wasn't ever really ran on this map, so.
Yeah, Sova, this was not his map. I feel like Sova is very good on the 2-site maps, aside from Haven being like an exception, just because of how easy it is to get a dart anywhere on Haven.
Yeah, I mean, you could say the same for Lotus, though. Like, it's not terrible.
I don't know. Lotus just feels different, I guess.
Because there's a lot of grass.
Yeah.
A lot of bushes.
There's also, there's a lot of like ways to hide from a dart compared to Haven. Like C on Haven is very open.
Yeah, that's fair.
I actually just saw a trick recently for Haven, where if you shoot a Sova dart onto a Yoru clone, the Yoru clone can walk with the Sova dart. I don't know if that's actually like a thing or if it maybe
This-
got patched out and it was an accident.
This reminds me of when you could dart ride. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
You could
I
shoot
missed
yourself
that. That
onto a dart and then just like launch yourself down so long. That was pretty great.
honestly, that was peak Valorant.
That was like super dashing with Jet.
That I think that was before Jet got like her like big nerf too. Was it?
Mm,
Was it after?
that was after.
Okay.
Like, are you talking the
The
charge up?
Yeah, the
dash?
charge
Yeah,
dash.
that was so long ago.
I don't.
That
yeah.
was like 2 weeks after beta
That
got
was
released.
not 2 weeks after beta.
Well, okay, after the real game got released.
Nuh-uh, because I started episode 5, and I played when Jet had her regular dash or like the
I know.
original dash.
I miss it. I miss Rays with 2 nades. I miss, yeah, I miss a lot.
I miss a lot as well, but
Brim back down to 2 smokes, but recharging. That'd be pretty great.
Riot needs to revert the changes they made on Ascent. I want to be able to wallbang B main.
Oh no, that can stay.
No,
That's
I don't think that should stay.
lovely.
No, it is not
Lovely.
lovely at all.
delete Sova from the game. On Ascent, please.
Why on just Ascent?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I don't. Do you think they would ever introduce like agent bans? I don't think they would.
If they keep releasing them, I don't see why not.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, you see it now with like Overwatch and stuff too. So
Yeah, but I feel like Overwatch has like so many more like
yeah, but
heroes
at some
compared.
point, Valorant's gonna get there if they keep
I mean,
releasing.
maybe. I don't know. I feel like a lot of games have been introducing that, but personally, I kind of like that Valorant doesn't do that.
I mean, it's bound to come at some point.
Yeah.
Rainbow didn't start that way, and then they added too many characters, so then they had to.
To be fair, they're adding like 2 characters every other month. Pretty much, from the way it felt, or
Yeah.
every couple months, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But
It-
all right.
oh.
Looks like we are transitioning, hopefully, into the match. We are going to see a Tejo hover, which is interesting, seeing as how,
So they're still running Breach Teo.
yeah, they are still running the Breach Tejo. We are going to see the Breach, another
Both.
Tejo.
Almost replicating comps here.
Yeah, pretty much. They are exactly the same aside from the Duelist. So I guess it'll be just kind of seeing who's better in this case.
I haven't seen how the new like Teo works, so this will be interesting to see how they play it.
Yeah. To my understanding, you get one of his why am I not
Missiles,
Yeah, the missiles.
salvos.
Yeah, the salvos. I don't know why that was blanking on me. I am a Tejo main. That is shameful. Yeah, you get one salvo and it doesn't cool down on a timer anymore. So it's just the one and done.
But you can buy another one, right?
I believe you can buy another one.
And you can only place one at a time.
Yes. To my understanding.
Mm,
That's how I
it's
haven't
just gonna
again I haven't played.
like both teams are gonna have to be more precise with comms
Yeah.
on when they want Teo util, because otherwise we're probably gonna see them hold for plant most of the time or post plant.
Yeah, I feel like it's very heavily going to rely on post plant now, especially because it just doesn't refresh anymore.
I do like how Jet's name is Dash.
It's very appropriate.
Yeah. Vise is an expected sentinel to see. It's either going to be between Cypher or Vise in this map. You don't really see a KJ or maybe a Deadlock if they're running a crazy weird comp, but that's some ranked play right there.
Yeah, we are going to see Vice as the sentinel pick here for Lotus. I feel like that's pretty common at this point,
Yeah.
and we are going to hop right in. We're going to probably see, again, the default Vice wall here on B, play on C. All right, looks like we are going to see a very heavy A hold here from, I believe it is
Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit. So they are most likely going to play very aggressive here. So I wonder if first round is just going to be a fight right off the bat. It does look
mean-
like Utica is trying to go C here.
Utica just needs to stall, see what they do.
Yeah.
Most times playing defense on this map, that team's always going to push somewhere.
Yeah. Most teams, Pistol is probably the most aggressive round you can get for Lotus just because of the way that it's so different from a normal pistol or a normal rifle round.
Utica does know of heavy aggression A, so they're going to commit to C here.
Yeah, we are going to see them get on to C here. Raze is going to drop the bomb to kind of continue looking for somebody and make some space on site.
Did we only have one smoke on Omen?
They might have only had one smoke on Omen. Oh, we are going to see the first kill of the match here. Grad is going to take out Drago. And ooh, we are going to see 2 down here for Detroit. It's currently a 3v4. Bomb is down. The Breach is going to try and get a pick here.
They don't know Vise is up top, though.
They are not sure about Vice. Oh, and we are going to see they are going to take it out. And that is round 1 for Utica. I would say that's pretty smooth.
Grad kind of popped off at the end.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
he got like two one taps through smoke, and I didn't even see him.
Yeah. All right. So it wasn't instantly aggressive, but it did get there. That's for sure.
It was instantly aggressive. They threw util right off the bat.
I mean, it missed though, so they didn't really make contact with each other that early. We are, however, gonna see Utica and Detroit both lining up for A here. So this is what I was hoping for.
We're seeing a red pings from Utica going out towards A. My guess, I mean, they really shouldn't clear back into this with weapons advantage, but we do see all 5 of Detroit
They do
up
have
A main at Rubble.
a lot of information on where Detroit was with how much util just got.
Vise didn't put a B wall down this round, so they have B for free.
Yeah, they are going to take that space up in water, and they are going to go ahead and get the plant down. Ooh, Lupin is going to get stuck in spawn. The Tejo is going to be holding that. Little does he know,
That's just one missile.
he is going to have to get ready for the Avengers. Ooh, and that is 2 down with the Outlaw here on that Omen.
Wait, this is old Teo.
This is old Tejo. Is this old Tejo? I don't know if this is.
He just threw 2 missiles, and there's
That
only one
he
charge
might
on
still be
cooldown.
able to he might still be able to throw 2 missiles.
But he's got cooldown.
Oh. Wait, he does have cooldown. But no, it is changed because look at the way that the icon is. It's not the same anymore. It's not split in 2.
Yeah, I know, but he definitely just threw 2 missiles. Unless they both threw missiles at the same time.
You might still be able to do 2 missiles per charge, but you just get 1 now.
Okay.
So instead of being able to do, like you have to choose if you're doing 1 or both in that one moment. That is most likely how it is now. Okay. I need to read the patch notes.
Yeah, I don't ever read patch notes. I just find out when I, for whatever reason, lock the character.
That is a way to go about it. All right, we are going to see Utica looking for another C push here. That Vice lurking up B, hoping to maybe get a little bit of information.
If they can avoid that Teo drone, Vise is in a good spot.
I believe they did.
Yeah. Detroit did put a B wall up this round, so if they can trip that, it'd be a great place to start the round. It wouldn't be bad to default.
It looks like they are aware of a C push here, or at least Detroit did have a sense for it. But we are going to see Utica slowly make their way back towards A here. Dash is going to hold it. Question is, how ready for it is he? We are going to see a lot of util come out. They are going to get Tejo salved out of position. And we are going to see Utica once again just back up. Looks like they are rotating back over to B. We are going to see Shams just kind of holding this Tejo, hoping for anything.
They either need to timing this wall, or they just need to...
Ooh, the Raze ult comes out, but the Tejo does make it. Ooh. And we are going to trade here. Both Tejos. But we are going to see 2 kills here from the Breach, and another one here from Detroit's Tejo. And it looks
What
like
do we
Utica's in
think?
a
1v4?
very rough
All blind?
spot.
All
Ooh.
3 of them turned it.
Yeah. It felt like Utica really hesitated there in that round.
Yeah, I think they either just gotta... I don't know how many smokes they had, but they either got a full commit site there or just trip wall and get out, because they had a lot of time to play with still.
Yeah, they did have a lot of time, but I feel like with the way that they played it, they didn't quite draw the attention of Detroit towards C enough to be able to make that rotate work for them. Ooh, looks like we are going to see someone DC here. Wonder if we're going to get a timeout for that, or if we are just going to continue into the
Someone
round.
DC'd.
It said that someone disconnected. So maybe not. Maybe it's just our
Oh.
game being weird. Oh,
That was a great shot from Omen.
yeah. All right. Shams is going to be down for the count.
Hyperion to start up the round. Kind of gives them an advantage now that they can just sit back. Utica's most likely going to start to contact up and try and find something to even the numbers, or they'll end up just committing something late in the round.
We are going to see them slowly kind of peek down A main here, looking to get anything, any form of information on where they are heavily stacked. The Raze for Utica is going to be lurking up C, hoping to get any sort of information for the team. We are going to see that reconnect.
Don't know if they know that wall is still up on C, or if wall is even there, but if they tripped that and then ran back towards A, it wouldn't be bad. Surely they know wall's there now.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, they are well aware. They are going to ping it. We are going to see a smoke for C here from Detroit.
Wall's tripped. I don't know if this is when they commit.
Looks like
They've already pulled Detroit all the way over. This is where they should have stayed at.
Yeah, they have a lot of attention on C, and looks like they're going to try and rotate over to B here. Grad is just going to satchel straight through those salvos, but get taken out by the Tejo. Ooh, and Dash is going to go ahead and trade it. And looks like Dash is going for another. And
Omen had DC'd again at the end.
yeah, ooh. Yeah, they are going to go ahead and take a tech pause here. Yeah.
Is that the same person that DC'd early in the round?
I'm not, was it Mar?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh.
There's
So
no
it does
techs
look like,
allowed?
it does look like, It does look like tech pauses aren't allowed, I guess. But we are going to just continue through, it seems. Looks like we are going to go into the next round without this Omen. So we are going to see Detroit, again, playing very heavy towards A here, leaving that Vice on C and B open. It's interesting to see how they're going to play off of this. Pushing straight away through up towards Rebel. Looking to get a pick here on the on the Raze, and they are going to find it. Ooh, and we are going to see that breach slowly back off with bomb.
Yeah, this is kind of tough for Utica, especially being on a 4v5, now down to a 3v5.
Yeah.
You know, if they can just maybe get bombed down here, get good money going into the next round. Hopefully, Omen will be back by then, and they can just kind of hit a little reset button.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that the smokes are down.
If they don't get techs, do they at least get 2 timeouts, one per half? Oh, that was another great shot from Hyperion.
Ooh, yeah, that was a nasty shot. We are going to see a Tejo ult come out on C main here. Bomb is down. So Detroit is aware. It's just this Tejo. And they are going to take him out, leaving just that Omen. Oh, and they have reconnected.
Omen's reconnected. They're locked.
It is up. It is a one-man army right now.
He got a timing, though, on the breach and jet.
Ooh, and unfortunately...
It's an unfortunate round, but they should have money going into the next one.
Especially with that Omen being unable to buy, he should realistically be able to have money for this round.
Yep. They should be... I mean, if they can win this one, they can carry some momentum going into the next round. I don't know what money looks like for Detroit right now.
Not sure. Can we get a tab check, Prod? Thank you.
Oh, Detroit's rich.
Yeah, they are rich.
Utica's got to win out the next 2 at least to put a little buffer in there, but
with that, I think Utica just has to have a little bit more confidence in what they're doing, from what it seems.
I would agree. Like,
They're
I
playing
think
very
right now they should
passive.
just slam C because they already know
Yeah,
Detroit likes to aggress A.
the Vice has a lot of info about Util here on A. So I
There's
think they've
been-
just got to take the advantage, knowing that it's just that Vice. You know, she is just going to run away.
Yeah,
So they have
Lupin
this
getting
site for
off
free
site.
currently.
So now they should be asking themselves if they want to aggress more and look for one. I mean, they're up in numbers, so realistically they could just play post plant, play trades, let time run out. But
They
It
did
is-
have the timing to get a little bit more of that space, but I feel like they are just playing for this close plant just to keep it safe.
They didn't really plant from main.
True. They didn't. We are going to see that Vice playing stairs.
It's a good
Looking to kind
stun.
of... Ooh.
Mari with 3? Yeah.
Yeah. And we are going to see a round for Utica.
Look at that. They slam C.
Yep. I mean, hey. That's kind of just what they needed to do. They need to find where the majority of the people are and then just go elsewhere, because I think they're just hesitating.
Yeah, Detroit hasn't really done any conditioning either.
Yeah.
They don't take that A space and then leave. It's all been they're taking that A space to then
they're
keep the
holding it.
space.
Yeah.
Jet is over towards C this round with the Vise.
She does have an op, too.
Yeah, looking for one and getting out for sure.
We are going to see the same util come out here for Detroit, looking to take that space as they always have, hoping to kind of scare them away.
They can see the gun there.
Lead them towards that op. But Utica is going to just kind of continue to take that space.
A little bit of a wasted nade there. We knew one was close. Wouldn't have been bad to just drop it at their toes.
All right, we are going to see the Vice rotate over to join his team at A, looking to potentially grab that spike. It's interesting that they left the spike in spawn, yet they have so much space. It looks like they are just going to continue to hold C. One is going to go down here on B, and that is the smokes for Utica. Detroit taking a very vital piece of that team away. We are going to see this breach holding in link, getting sights on the raise. Looking to blind, maybe get a pick. We are just going to see everything slow down. We are going to see the Vice with bomb peek that breach.
Yeah, Utica's starting to contact, being a little less certain in their decisions. Got 3 towards B now, 2 at A. They've got Utica pretty confined. Taking sight now. Ooh, Jet's a free pick.
And the raise is going to unfortunately whiff here on the Vice. But they are going to go ahead and get bomb down with 8 seconds left on the clock. We are going to see the Tejo looking to kind of take that space with the Vice and the Omen. It is up to the breach. And he is just going to run out.
I mean, I don't even mind backing up there, ripping ult, delaying until you can get your gun back.
That is true.
I don't know how long Omen had in his second smoke, but definitely could have bought a little time. Giving himself a better chance for that round.
One thing to note is that in that last round we did, I believe, see the finisher for the new arcane themed set as well.
There's a new arcane set.
Yeah, it's not, they haven't stated it's arcane themed, but it's very, very clearly indicated to be. It's almost like a Victor themed set, if not a Hex core theme.
Oh, like the new bundle.
Yes, the new bundle with the
Duos
staff.
Day thing.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm 7 points off the Duos Day bundle.
Just make a little drawing.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing.
You
So
should
my
do it.
friend told me about that, and I just didn't know.
All right, we are going to see a Tejo drone kind of lurking at B, looking to get any sort of information. They are going to find that Vice, but they are unaware of the Raze and the Omen alongside them. Looks like they're attempting to have some formal 1-3-1.
They've baited out Omen smoke. They're able to trip wall. Detroit's Omen down to 1 smoke for another 15 seconds.
It is a very passive round so far.
Through the smoke, but
Interesting smoke thrown here on B.
I'm not sure what that does.
I'm not sure either. Unless they're maybe hoping to smoke off the Vice. And we are going to see some aggression here onto C.
That was
Dang.
a play.
Utica is going to rip that Vice ult. They're currently not using it for a whole lot. Ooh, the double concuss.
Oh,
Interesting spray pattern choice there by the Tejo.
it reminds me of Mr. Toes.
Mr. Toes?
Yeah, it's gonna sound really bad. It was a guy that he would always pop up on my TikTok, and I think he had like Parkinson's or Tourette's. So every time he got in a gunfight, he'd just get really shaky.
Aw.
That was the first time I ever saw like jitter aim.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I get that, but it's just from nerves.
that's fair.
All right, there's just both Omens left here. A lot of smoke's getting thrown currently. Both are lurking up towards A.
Bomb is down at A. Must be a great time to swing.
Ooh,
Yep.
Yep.
Here's him running, gets through the smoke.
It's a very not anticlimactic, I would say. It's just two omens against each other.
Yeah, I mean, you can just create chaos through smokes.
Yeah,
If
it's
you have two
it's a lot
still.
of chaos, but a lot of slow movements.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't hear bomb, so I don't know how much time was left.
Yeah,
But the
true.
fact that one of them just started running towards bomb, I felt that there was more time than
Yeah.
what they were given. But
All right, we are going to go to our first timeout of the match here. It's been interesting. I can't really describe Detroit's play style personally, other than they like to take space and just
it's
hold it.
it's pretty standard.
Yeah.
They take that early space, just gain some control, something they don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
You know, they're just there to have more info. They're putting a wall B or C for the most part, so they don't really have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Vise is usually playing towards that side, but they're stacking a site, getting that early info, and then rotating people off as needed.
That is true. It's interesting to see how sometimes they just leave B completely open.
Yeah, I mean, if you have that wall there, when we play, we have usually a cipher trip there, and then we just give it
Yeah.
up.
True, but they haven't even been running the wall every time. Like, they will
It's-
just leave it completely open without the wall, and then they'll just have Vice hold C. I wonder if it's...
Vise is A this round, though.
I wonder if they're just not worried about it, and they're just hoping that their retake can cover
Utica
it.
should realize that if no util gets thrown here at A, that they should just slam it.
True.
They can open door and go straight through because all they have to worry about is vines.
They are going ahead and taking up that space a lot quicker than they normally would, so they are aware of something going on here.
Yeah. Omen should know about the wall. Yep, pinging it out. If we can...
They are
I
gonna-
think they just timing swing through the smoke. And
They are going ahead and just taking the space now.
yeah,
Taking out... Ooh, the Omen. We are going to see them go ahead and get the plant down. Detroit is rushing to take back A.
it's a 4 heaven, 1 stairs retake. 5 heaven.
Interesting.
They're just planning to flood. Jet has an op, so she's looking for 1 and getting out, but
Most likely going to go drop
Breach
here.
holding stun for info. Should come through.
The Vice here is looking to kind of take whatever space they can.
Vise is either going to get 3 or they're going to die instantly.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. We are going to see almost a trade here. It is a 2v3, now a 1v3. I jinxed it. We are going to see them get the
Walled
diffuse
though,
off.
too. Yeah.
The Tejo just a tad bit too late and getting those salvos back. And yeah, that is another round for Detroit. I really think it's interesting to see that the way that they play it is intriguing and not quite what I usually would say we've seen,
Yeah.
at least at our level.
It's a little less aggressive than I would have expected.
Yeah, but it is working.
I think there, with knowing that Vise is set up A, they kind of all fell back to tree where there is like the time to be aggressive, and they could have taken drop or heaven.
Yeah.
I mean, they cleared tree. They knew no one was there, so there's no reason to not take backside.
We are going to see the Vice lurking at B as they've done almost every round.
Yep. Again, no util thrown A, so they know they can take the space. They assume Vise is playing A again. Vise playing a little aggressive, looking for a 1, getting out.
They are going to spot out the wall here. Lupin is going to hold it, seeing what they can do, spraying through the wall here, but backing up. Detroit does now know that they
Surprised
are
that
A.
hasn't pulled a rotate, though.
True. They are starting to take a little bit of space.
They cleared out Vise. Now they're probably going to swing towards A.
They are starting to rotate back already. That Jet was holding
It's a
that C
great
space for
shot.
quite a while.
Lupin.
Ooh. Yeah, wonderful shot there.
Razal wouldn't be bad here. Just clear out back sight. Looks like Breach is dropped now. Yep.
It looks like Grad is going to get one. Ooh. It is now a 2v2 here.
They little
Utica,
deep.
they still don't have the bomb down.
They don't. Well, it's in tree. They don't know about Omen.
Yep.
Which. Ooh.
They are going to find him now. They are going to be well aware that he is in main and that Tejo is going to go ahead and finish off the raise for the round.
Yeah, they had the right idea, and then they just kind of slowed down. They didn't commit to it. Once Vise got one, they kind of panicked and shut down.
Yeah. It's really about when you commit to a site and you know that you have that space, it's really about knowing how aggressive you need to be to take it. And I
Yep.
think in the case of Utica, they are not being aggressive enough. And they are letting Detroit, one, hold a lot of space to cover the angles that they aren't pushing up and like kind of lurking through. And then they're also just allowing them time to rotate before they actually commit to an exec.
Yeah, they're playing pretty standard too. They've advised lurking every round, and once Utica showed aggression A, Detroit was able to just to clear out the Vise, open door, swing B main, just make sure they put bodies into it.
We are
Utica
going to
with an
see a
early
pick here on
though.
B, which would typically be a sign for them to start kind of making a move somewhere. It looks like, ooh, that op is going to get 2. And it is currently a 4v2 here.
It's a
Ooh,
great shot from Taxed. If we can get bomb off of B, that'd be ideal.
looks like they are going to try and commit to B.
They're gonna pinch. Yep.
Ooh,
Omen was
Omen
trying to
is
get
gonna
out,
go
get to
down.
A. Breach now, they don't know exactly where he's at. They just know he's B side or A side. This will
looks
be a
like they
tough
are
angle
going
to
to hold it,
clear.
however. And
Yep.
yep, there it is. And that is the new finisher for the new bundle.
I will say Detroit seems to be just gunning a little better right now. They're hitting their first shots rather than their third. Utica just needs to maybe take a timeout, just take a second to breathe, talk through what they want to do. They may be a defense-sided team, I can't remember, but yeah, they just gotta slow things down a little bit.
If anything, they gotta take a breather. And if anything, I think they need to be just a lot more confident in what they're doing and take up that space. We are gonna see the A util here, but we are gonna go ahead and try and take this space here.
This angle always scares me. I can never know if people can see me or not. Oh,
Ooh, we are gonna get a trade here.
wasn't the intended target, but it works out.
Omen is gonna kind of take up that B-link space, hoping to catch one off guard. Detroit isn't quite gonna fully commit to a rotate here since they know Utica tends to play a little bit slow.
They do already know have two at A too, so makes things a little bit easier.
Ooh.
Oh, Hyperion with 2 great shots.
An absolute madman.
Yeah.
And they are gonna get the bomb down. Meaning that Tejo and Omen have to kind of rotate to kind of take this back. Detroit does not seem interested
Omen
on
with
taking up
1.
that space because they know they have the pressure to keep both of these players off of a site and away from the plant.
Utica's Omen is also 1, so makes it a little tough.
30 seconds left.
And we are going to see him go down here. It is up to this Tejo. He's currently semi-pinched. Can't quite go B, can't quite go A here. We are going to see the ult come out here and ooh.
Oh,
That was a push of all time.
10 seconds left.
Interesting to see here. We are going to, the Tejo is going to go ahead and just run to kind of get that bomb down. The Vice ult is going to come out. And we are going to see the last round of the half go to Detroit. And now we are going to see a swap. So it'll be interesting to see maybe with how, well, I guess passive would be the word to use. With how passive Utica is, how they play the defense half here.
I do remember them doing this to us. They just aggressed B straight into us and shut us down pretty quick.
Interesting. I wonder.
I don't know if
how
this
that's
is their
gonna look.
standard pistol, but they just blinded through with a breach flash after, I think, and we couldn't see.
I guess we'll see how this turns
Yeah,
out.
they got the stun blind ready. If they delayed a second, they could pick off Omen or Vise or whatever one is going towards B.
Ooh, we are going to see that Vice get salvoed off, and it is going to find Vice here. Tejo looking to push up, maybe clear a little bit of the space here for C.
They are refighting back into the B main players.
Ooh.
Tags with 1, but they're able to clear out all 3.
That was absolutely clean here from Detroit. Almost a flawless.
Almost.
Yeah. Pretty impressive. They heard Utica pushing up B, rotated back over to take care of them, and they played like a team.
This was Detroit's pick, wasn't it?
I
think-
believe it was,
Yeah,
yes.
because Utica got to a pick attack.
Yeah. It's very interesting to see. Detroit really is just hitting their shots today, and
They are.
they're clearly playing together. They're very focused on playing in numbers from what I've seen.
Yep, they're always there for the trades. They're at least in 2s, unless it's the lurk.
Ooh, we are going to see first kill of the round here, but not without almost going down himself.
Yeah, the Jet got dinked there. It's one of the most unfortunate things.
He did get body blocked by his teammate for a second there, so that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
You're going to see Utica looking to kind of keep space where they are, knowing that they haven't quite committed to a site here.
Omen shouldn't jump peek. There's no need for it. You just play back, you play across. With that smoke coming through, you can back up, knowing that they're probably aggressing.
He is going to get Tejo droned out. Detroit is going to kind of play that aggression. The breach, knowing that there's potentially someone in stairs. Ooh, but getting timinged. But his teammate is going to clean it up. And we are going to see Detroit take
See,
that
they
C
are-
site, start to get the plant down.
They are pushed up towards hell.
They have a
Drop
lot
too.
of space here, and they are going to finish up that round.
It's just something a little bit of what Utica needed to do there was just push up towards hell on their attack side. They could take A, but then they just wouldn't take that space with it.
Yeah, it was that gradual climb up into taking that space up until right before site, and then just timing the utility and then using that as the chance to essentially hold W and get a pick on whoever was on site. That's just kind of what you need to do, especially on a map like Lotus.
See, it looks like Utica's going to aggress towards A main this time. Take that
Yeah.
early rubble space.
We are going to see 2 of Detroit's go towards C here, the Tejo and the Breach. The bomb is dropped in their spawn towards C. Ooh, we are going to see the first pick here. The vice on vice violence, if you will. It looks like they are going to... Utica is going to try and hold this space. Similarly to how Detroit was, but that Omen is going to back off. And they are
Oh.
going to see the raise.
Raze didn't need to move. She could have tucked that, I believe.
It's a panic, if anything. We're going to see 2 smokes in the exact same spot here.
It's a deep vise wall, too, from their defense, or their attack side. Their flank wall was very deep.
They're probably expecting to play on site here. We are going to see 5 in main,
Yeah, it's going to be
looking to take out that
it's a good
Omen.
trade.
And now we can see they're not actually quite committing to site yet.
Yeah,
They have 30
opening
seconds
door,
left.
going
Looking to go
towards
C here at the end. Ooh. That Tejo is forced to back up here,
It's a
knowing
pretty
that
good-
there's at least 3 in front of him.
Pyrion's getting that aggressive angle, trying to look for 1. They do have numbers right now, so it may not be the best idea.
The Breach is forced to stick the plant and is going to go down to the Breach util.
It's another 1.
Ooh. They
Teo
are
with
going to get the
ooh,
wraparound, but it
it's a
unfortunately was
good
not
retake from
enough.
Utica.
It was good. It was a good retake on Utica's part.
Yeah, they used their util wall to clear out backside and bend. Force planner to stick because they ran out of time. But other than that, I do feel that they played pretty retake heavy when they played
yeah.
us. They would kind of give up a site and then just like dump an ult and take it pretty easily.
Yeah. Taxed did do a great job last round of using that Breach stun to kind of push them away from B, kind of ruining their initial plans to exec there after getting the pick on the Omen.
Yep. Forced a split decision. They could have either waited it out or open door. Wouldn't have been a bad idea to open door and then re-hit B because there was nothing holding them back. It's a great pick from
Ooh.
Grad.
Crazy shot here.
They don't know if Omen TP'd out Rubble or not.
They are going to try and clear it here. Raze is going to push up A.
Detroit's now split 1-2. Oh, Mar with a great pick.
That Raze has
Are they
so
gonna-
much space on A, and so does the Breach.
If
They're-
Breach opens door, Omen's going to be a little tugged.
Utica should be well aware at this point that they are not A, looking to kind of rotate back towards B here, or C. It looks like we
Looks
are
like
going to
they
see
are
door
gonna
open. They are going to
end
hopefully
C.
go for C here, but it's kind of rough knowing that they don't have any space A, so it has to be B or C. It's just kind of the question of which site they want to retake on, and it looks like it's going to be C.
Yep. They did give up sight. Playing for that 4v2 retake, playing for numbers.
It looks like Detroit is just going to kind of hold on this box here, looking to take out that Tejo, but just barely missing.
Teo with Salvo's back, this could be really helpful.
Enemy remaining.
Breach with
Ooh.
one, looking for another.
Enemy remaining.
Ooh, the
Oh,
Tejo
great
is going to get
picks.
two, putting in a 1v1 situation. Ooh,
Oh, it's pretty close from.
crazy shot from the Raze here, but is he going to get the defuse off?
He's got it.
Yeah, I think he does.
It's the one thing. There's just no sound.
Yeah.
So I can't tell how fast it's really ticking.
Yeah, for context, we do not have sound. You guys do, hopefully, I'm assuming.
That
But
would be
we
the hope.
we do not, so we kind of have to go off of what we know of the game and visuals. But looks like we are going to see a hard C exec here from Detroit, looking to potentially take up space in water based on the pings. Utica is looking to instead take up space in B main in an exchange. At least that Omen looks like he's going to.
Very early C aggression, all five there too. This might just be a quick take. They might not.
They do
Little bit
have
of a light
Breach
buy,
and
so
Tail Wall for this take.
Looking
Both
for
sets
wall.
of salvos are going to come out now.
They're on a light buy. I don't know if I agree with pushing into the smoke here, just because they do have stingers and sheriffs, but wall is here. They're trying to clear it out.
Ooh,
It's a
and they
great
are
pick
going to
from
get a
Hyperion.
pick here on the Tejo.
Vise with an op back sight, forced to go CT. All five from Detroit out on site now.
They haven't
Utica's
needed to
looking
use
take
their
another
util yet,
retake.
meaning their post plant should be pretty strong. Ooh, taxed with the double kill. And Grad
with the
following it
flank.
up. Dang,
Telling you, they're retake players.
the aftershock is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got to have a lineup. My aftershock never does that.
It's interesting to see that Detroit is planting safe. I think Utica was also planting safe here on C.
Yeah, there were never any plans for mound, which is
Yeah.
pretty interesting.
That's intriguing to see. Looks like we are going to go to another timeout here.
Generally, if the defense is giving up a site like that, you'll want to plant for what gives you the
Yeah.
most viewing options, I guess.
Yeah.
But they love their back site. I don't know if they have util that they're planning to dump back there or what, but two did run mound,
Yeah.
and again, I
They
don't know.
weren't
I don't
quite
know what you're
planning
doing
for
from
it.
back there.
Yeah. It's interesting to see because personally, I'm the one who usually carries bomb. So I traditionally always plant for mound, at least on C,
But yeah,
unless it's like a dire situation.
yeah. If it's late in the round and you got to force a plant,
Yep.
then like planting back site and just playing on site, looking for yours is fine. But
yeah.
I mean, when Utica's giving up site, playing retake, there's no reason not to plant for mound. Just give yourself
Absolutely.
more opportunities
Especially
to
when
see
you
the
have
bomb.
Breach and Tejo alt for
Yeah.
for that post plant,
Yeah,
and you have so much space as well.
yep. You can play two in mound, have one look flank, and then still
Yeah.
leave one or two on site, just kind of stalling. There's nothing else that
Yeah.
they need to do.
If they're concerned about water, if anything, like smoking that off or even like just taking the space. Ooh, looks like we are going to see very aggressive A.
From both sides too.
Yep.
Both breach stuns go out. Looks like they are going to re-clear mound or rubble.
You're going to see a lot of Tejo util come out. Ooh, it's going to skin 4. It's a lot of util down here for Detroit. They are going to, however, get 2. And oh my god, Lupin with the 3K.
Yeah, Lupin found a gap somewhere.
Yeah, clearly he did. And they are going to go ahead and plant on
Don't
A.
know about Omen.
Ooh, he is going to go ahead and reveal himself and unfortunately missed the shot on that jet.
Yeah, Jet started looking at him and looked away and panicked a little bit.
Yeah,
Could
I
have
feel
triggered
that.
discipline, but it's always tough to tell in the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
I question it sometimes. I'm like, did they see me or am I okay?
We do have 4 alts here from Detroit. Vice, Breach, Tejo, and Omen. It's interesting that they're giving Omen the spike when he has ult.
I mean,
You'd
kind
think
of.
you'd want to give it to maybe like the Jet or even like the Breach or the Tejo.
I think they're playing more. Oh,
Ooh,
it's a great trade though.
instant.
I think they were playing more so that Omen could just like TPC and they could start rotating.
That is fair.
Utica does tend to rotate pretty quickly.
We
Although
are
they
going to see that Omen
holding
taking up space in C main. At this point, they're pretty aware that they are looking to commit A with how
Tail
much
might
space
be
they
coming
have.
through here too. Thinking about it.
The first person he'd contact with is potentially that Omen who does have the bomb. He is going
this
to drone
is
out.
pretty good.
Ooh, and they are going to get the information, are going
This
to
is where
push
you
into
gotta
him.
rip alt, force him back out.
Looking to smoke heaven. And yep, we are going to see the tail ult.
A little shallow. It would have been better to force him.
It did force them off of their B push and
Yeah.
back onto A.
Looks like we're going to go for the 4v4 retake now. Vise might be able to catch Omen pretty quickly here.
Omen is going to use his ult to get into heaven with his team. Vice being the only flank now. Ooh,
Now
looking to
it's-
lurk up. Is going to get caught by Hyperion. We are going to see the breach go down as of 1v2.
I'm going to be honest, I'm not entirely sure what just happened there.
It was a lot. Detroit did breach ult to take that site, hopefully try and get the plant off, but they were just kind of caught off guard by the retake. It's a lot of ults, if anything, that round.
Yeah. Teo dumped his. We had a breach ult there in the take. Let's see, we lost a Vise ult too. And then an Omen TP.
We are currently 11-8. Can we get a tap check real quick? And it looks like we do have buys on both sides. It's really going to be up to Utica to take this round, hopefully put Detroit in a bad buy situation.
The one way from Utica's forcing the drone to clear mound.
Ooh, and the first pick is going to go to
Looking for the
Detroit here.
trade. It's a great
Ooh.
trade.
It's currently a 4v4.
Don't know if they clear close here.
Ooh, and another for
Oh.
Detroit. Not looking
the-
good. What in the world are we looking at? What the...
Omen's cloak just
Yeah,
bugged a little bit. That was weird.
I'm wondering if that was a spectator glitch.
I thought I saw it once before, but it was. I don't know.
I don't
thought
think
it was
I've
just
ever
'cause,
seen
like
that.
the way he died.
He was alive, though.
No, I mean like prior.
Oh,
It was like I
okay.
thought I saw something like that, and I thought it was just like the way he died. But okay, so
True.
they can see it too. Yeah.
Okay, the Omen is going to DC again, but is going to come back.
He's toggling real quick.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if that was a glitch on our end or if Utica and Detroit were seeing that too.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
not sure.
We are going to see kind of a 3-1-1 here.
Nope, it's still there.
Oh, yep, he still has a very
Wings.
large cloak. Hopefully that's not
It's a
an
great shot
actual...
from Lupin to open up the round.
That's a very unfortunate bug to have.
I don't think it makes his hitbox bigger.
I mean, I'm assuming it doesn't, but it's just kind of like being able to see him potentially. If
Yeah.
they do get to see whatever that is.
Yeah, Detroit opening up the round. 5v4, able to slow things down. Looks like they are going to end towards A, potentially.
Looking to kind of take that space and Rebel, planning it out carefully. Using the Tejo Salvos to force who they hoped would have been probably that breach out of position, but not
Yep.
getting anything.
Run into a lurk kill.
Ooh, Hyperion is going to go ahead and take out that
Likely
Tejo.
gonna
That
split
is going to be
B,
their
yep.
sign to go towards B here. And they are going to go ahead and just start taking that space. The Breach Util going to come out. Tejo looking to take their spawn. Getting
Whoa,
one, getting
big
another.
two.
It is a
Omen's opening
5.
door, so they know exactly where he's at now.
It is a 5v1, and it looks like...
Oh.
Ooh, we are going to see the first map go to Detroit Catholic.
Yeah, on their map pick too. You know, I do think they were shooting a little better. Hope to see a little bit more out of Utica this next game or next round per se.
Yeah.
I believe map 2 is split.
Yes, map 2 is split, which I am very excited for. It was interesting to see just how it was almost like the opposite of what we talked about beforehand. We
Yeah,
thought
it
it was
was
going to be a
pretty
lot
slow.
more aggressive.
They played a little slower.
Yeah.
They had the early aggression. That was pretty normal. But they didn't always commit up with it. And
Yeah. It was-
Duelists weren't as aggressive as I thought they were going to be. I
Oh,
thought it was
yeah.
going to be like breach stuns and Jets just in there.
Yeah,
or
they're
Rays
just
is in there.
whoop.
Yeah.
I was expecting a little more of like the whole W mentality, but I
Yep.
didn't see that, which was interesting to say the least.
I kind of want to see Hyperion on ISO because he was gunning last game.
Oh yeah, for sure. That would be very fun to watch. Yeah, he was hitting all of his shots. I want to see Text on the Tejo. Honestly, with how many breach utility kills he was getting, I want to see him on something like Tejo.
I wonder if that's his main agent though. Breach.
Maybe it probably is. Who knows? But all right, we do not currently know sides, nor do we know if we are going into
Yeah,
a break or not. So,
we do.
if anything,
Detroit's starting defense, I think.
I believe so. We'll find out. So looks like we are gonna just kind of keep yapping essentially
Yeah.
until we get a sign of what's going on. But yeah, I don't know. That map was just so different from what I expected.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty like technical, I guess.
Yeah.
They played it pretty standard. I do think Utica could have gotten more rounds in attack. They just either didn't commit or didn't take as much space as they could have.
Yeah.
They kind of shied away, went into post plant, but if you're down numbers, there's no reason not to look for one.
That's fair. Yeah. I don't know. It was just Utica felt very hesitant.
Yeah, I don't know if it's. I mean, there were a couple shots in there from Detroit that were like
Pretty crazy. To
pretty
be fair.
good.
Yeah.
I don't know if that. I don't know what Utica's mental is like. I don't know if that made them, a little upset or shy down a little bit.
I don't
but
know. That and I feel like the DCing probably did not help either.
yeah, that on like what round 3.
Yep.
didn't- It's
And being-
not a great thing to see.
Yeah. And being unable to tech pause during a situation like that, I'm sure
Yeah,
probably shook him up a little bit.
That's new to me. We've always
Yeah.
been able to tech pause. I don't know why.
I don't think I've ever seen a league that doesn't allow a tech pause in a situation like that.
I was surprised that Detroit knew like the article of the rules that it was from.
Like don't get me wrong, I'm well aware with like the rule books of the leagues that we're in. But knowing like the exact number
Right.
and instantly just putting it in chat, that was crazy to me.
Yeah. Like one of them was like no tech pauses and the other one was like
Yeah.
1.4.2
Yeah.
or whatever. And I was like, oh.
For a
that's-
second, I thought that they were like, "Oh, that's the patch number
Yeah.
for the game," and they, for some reason, they can't tech pause because they're on a different patch. But I was like, that doesn't even make sense. We're
Yeah.
on like way further from what 1.4.3 would even be.
Yeah. So I mean that's a little unfortunate. Hopefully we don't see that in map 2.
Yeah.
Again with map 2 being Utica's pick, we'd like to see them maybe force a map 3 out of this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. I'm trying to think of if there's anything other than like an ISO or Reyna that I would want to see. I feel like we're gonna see Yoru inevitably with the way that split currently is in the state that it's in.
Yeah. I think typical duelists, either Raze or Yoru.
Yep.
If they're running double duelists, we might see both. But I don't know. Based off the last game, comps were pretty standard from both teams.
Yeah.
The only difference was preference and duelist. So
Yeah.
we might see a Yoru from one side and a Raze from another. But
Maybe, maybe not. I feel like we're gonna see a Jet come out again from Dash here. He was playing well on it.
Based off the name, it's a good chance.
That and the player card. They did have the Valentine's Jet player card.
It could be a one-trick Jet.
It could be very well be a one-trick Jet. To be fair, I was a one-trick for quite a while when I first started the game as well.
There's nothing wrong with that though.
Yeah, the truth, there isn't anything wrong with that.
Why deviate from like why try to learn a new character when you're just trying to learn like gun skill and
Okay.
mechanics?
Maybe don't say that when wishing exists. It
Okay.
took us forever to get him off the chamber one trick, and he's doing incredibly well off of it. It's like my one qualm about Val is that depending on who you're one tricking, it kind of makes your experience so much worse or better.
Yeah, I mean,
really
Chambers
depends on
just kind of
who.
like off in his own world.
Yeah, he's not quite a sentinel, not quite a duelist.
There's not really like you can't really flash for a chamber or like stun for a chamber because
Yeah.
there's no movement involved. There's
Yep.
no way to get out. I mean, I guess there is, but to be within that range of your TP at all
Yeah.
times is
Especially because it's so much smaller than it used to be now.
yeah, and with not having like two TPs that you TP
Yeah.
in between, it's makes it more difficult. And I think one tricking chamber might not be the best
The greatest
thing.
decision in
Yeah.
the current state that he's in. There was a period where he was incredible.
Yeah, and that's never
That's also
coming
when
back.
Breeze was last in the map pool, though. So I feel like there's a trend there.
Uh,
I'm pretty sure that's when Breeze was in the map pool. Was when he was really good.
yeah, but he always
And-
had.
And then they removed Breeze and they nerfed Chamber, and Breeze hasn't been back since.
Breeze was back like last year.
I don't remember it being back last year.
I remember practicing it. That was terrible.
True. I just forever will despise that map.
Yeah. And then it came back, and then we were like debating playing it, and then we just permabanned it because
That's fair. That's really, really fair.
it's awful.
I remember Val Gold's comp got messed up actually, because we wanted to run Deadlock on Breeze, but then there was a bug that banned her in all leagues from being usable on Breeze.
I didn't know you could use Deadlock Wall to boost.
Really?
Yeah, I was playing Ascent. I was playing a rank game, and like backside of B main or like CT for B side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's like the little two pillars that you can stand
Yeah.
on. A Deadlock was just up there, like on her wall, and I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I love Deadlock. I used to basically exclusively play her on Split before I had to put myself in what I like to call Tejo jail for Val Gold. So,
I have a friend who likes Deadlock, but we don't ever let him play it.
oh, that poor soul. All right, looks like we are going to transition back into the map, loading into Split here. Please give us something out of the box
Standard.
and wild. We are going to see the standard comps get hovered here. We are going to see the Cypher. Oh, Deadlock! Yes, please! I'm begging you, Shams, please! That would be so entertaining. I want to see how somebody else likes to play Deadlock. I am a firm enjoyer of her and her utility on this map, so it'll be interesting to see. We are going to see it. Ooh. Aw, dang. We saw a neon hover for like half a second there. Okay, I think they're just messing around now after hovering Astra for like 0.2 seconds. And we are going to see that jet hover. We could be right about the jet one trick.
Deadlock's locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty standard comps from both teams again.
Yeah.
Jet on Split isn't ideal, I wouldn't say. It's not bad by any means, but there's definitely better duelists. And then it'll be interesting to see how Shams plays Deadlock on Split, because I can't remember the last time I've seen a Deadlock on this map.
I love Deadlock on this map. It actually is going to be a pretty good counter to this jet, depending on how it gets played. Because one thing about Deadlock is that she's very, very oppressive on defense, specifically on B. So with them
It'll
starting
be-
attack, it might be kind of a iffy start. But once they kind of get that rolling, and once they swap to that defensive side, I think it'll be so much easier for them.
It'll be interesting to see if they play like a mid Deadlock, kind of like a Sage would play, or if they're playing it towards the site.
Yeah. All right, I'm looking up dash here because I am very, very curious. Let's see, where is... Haven't played a whole lot. Does seem like they just play a lot of Jet from what I'm seeing here. Okay, let's go to the agents tab. Let's see. Set it to all acts.
It's so weird seeing this
Yep.
game.
A lot of Jet.
Oh my god. 500 hours and the next closest is what? Like,
143.
Jesus.
We are going to see the good luck, have fun come out here.
I don't even want to know my stats.
I love stalking my own stats. I'm weird.
I never look.
I look all the time. But alright, we are going to see a very heavy A stack here from Detroit Catholic. They're going to be
Defense, they're just playing
running
attack.
up main here. Looks like Utica is going to kind of realize what's going on and just run B. Kind
Yeah.
of pushing that Cypher out of tower. Ooh, 2 of them are going to go down.
This would be a great spot for an Omen blind, especially hearing him run up like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. They are going to
they
just
don't-
kind of continue their B push here.
Deadlock's
Ooh.
out on site. They don't know of breach yet.
An
I believe.
absolutely nasty shot from that Cypher. Kind of slowing down that
Deadlock's-
momentum to the best of their capability. And they are going to get another. Ooh, and that Tejo is going to get the bomb down. Looking to kind of lurk up that space, hoping to maybe see that Cypher, but backing up.
Omen
Ooh,
with 1.
it's a 2v2 currently. Ooh, Mar is going to get another.
1v1. Cypher's doing well already. Might be able to see
They
the top
are
of
going
his
to go ahead
head.
and maybe try and get a half here. They are going to pause. They are going to get a shot here on the Omen. Who's forced to back up. They are very low. Ooh,
Well
they
played by Lupin.
a 4K in round 1.
Yeah, great couple shots there.
They absolutely turned around that round. Detroit had a very rough start there with how many of them got picked off, and they were
Yeah, they lost 2 in mid, and then Lupin was able to get 4 to turn it around.
an absolute goat, clearly. Clutch demon, if you will. We are going to see the Cypher setup here.
He's just Zipix from Astralis.
We are going to see a single trip on B and a trip in mid. Pretty standard, I would say. We are going to see a very heavy B stack here from Utica.
Yeah, losing pistol. They're probably just gonna try and flood on Cypher.
Ooh, and they are
It's a
going to get the
great
pick. Ooh, Hyperion following it up with 2. Looking to get a third, and he's going to find it. Ooh,
Oh.
dang.
Back-to-back 4Ks.
Yeah, back-to-back 4Ks for Detroit here. The
Let's
Omen
see if
and
they
the
can go back to
Cypher.
back to back.
Yeah, let's see.
Who's getting the next 4K?
Yep.
I
My bets are on the Tejo.
give it to Jet.
I don't know. We'll see. We are going to see
Wait,
the lurk
that's the
here
wrong
from
team.
Shams again. Kind of similar to what they were doing on Lotus. Then Omen looking to also go up in mid. Another heavy stack on A here for Detroit. Looks
Yeah.
like they're very confident in their Cypher's ability to hold down that site.
Yeah, well, Cypher doesn't play on site, so that's
Yeah.
also helpful. Is that they're just playing full retake on it, no matter what.
We are
Great
gonna
pick
see
started off from Garad,
Hyperion taken out early
forcing Detroit's push
to
off
back
a little
up.
bit. Yeah. Don't believe they saw Teo Heaven too, but that's interesting.
They are going to only see the one.
Teo's the one aggressing A main.
Ooh. Lupin is going to get one. And he is going to get a lot of information knowing that they're now mid.
He might get aggressive here and look for another.
He might.
I don't know if he just made a step falling there. I don't
I
think
don't know
so.
if it's quite worth it to... Oh, he is going to just go for the Cypher ult. That is
It's
incredible.
great info.
Yeah. Knowing that all of them are mid, kind of leaning towards B. He's
Looking
going to
for
know to
another,
back
get-
up,
yeah.
not try and go for that second pick here.
Off trip, we're probably going to see Salvos come through. Jet's going to look for one and get out.
They are going to know that that Raze is pushed up now. They're going to
Timing.
go for the stun and the salvo. Ooh, that poor Raze. Salvoing themselves from one missile to the next.
Yeah.
Or satcheling themselves, correction. Utica's kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Looking to get a pick on Dash. They are going to get 2.
Dang.
Hey, I was closer. The Taeho got a 3K. It was close enough.
I don't even think did Jet get one there.
The Jet got 2.
Yeah.
We were, hey, I mean, combined
We had the right to.
Yeah. And we are going to see an early timeout here from the side of Utica. Very interesting.
Yeah.
And very different compared to Lotus.
Well,
That's
yeah,
for sure.
Utica's getting a lot more aggressive. This is what we kind of expected to see. Map 1 with aggression.
Yeah.
But Utica, you know, we've seen them twice now take A space, fight into, wow, I'm on the wrong team. Detroit fighting A space into Utica, even though they're on defense. Just, again, similar to Lotus, they're taking that early space, just trying to get that early info, and then rotate most of their people
Yeah.
into the gaps.
They kind of
mean-
play heavy into like ramps, probably for the easier rotate, rather than having more kind of like farther back in like, let's say, screens or on site.
Yeah.
We
I
might see
mean,
that later on once Jet potentially picks up an op.
Yeah, we've seen Cypher there too. Solo holding B and B heaven most times.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if he's feeling confident there, there's no reason for them to put more manpower towards it.
True. That is very fair. We are
So
gonna get
far, Utica hasn't been able to find that gap or break down his system, but they've got Teo playing close, so
Yeah, we are going to
he's
see a
pretty
bulldog
installed.
here on the Jet. I think they are going to try and go for the op here. I'm pretty confident in that opinion. Once
yeah,
again,
Jet
Deadlock.
put an op up on Lotus, so
Deadlock is lurking at B main here.
What
Looking to maybe get a
is-
pick or any sort of information that they can. They're going to early smoke here.
yeah, it's a good smoke.
On
They have to
A.
walk through.
Droning out, hoping to catch this breach here in elbow, and they are going to find it. Ooh.
Salvo's probably gonna come through.
Ooh, that is
Oh.
2 for Hyperion, popping off.
Is he blind for both of those?
I don't know. He might have been. That's 3.
That's 3.
Is he going to find a 4th?
Another 4K coming in.
Ooh, potentially.
I believe it.
Oh, wait, Lupin got
Oh.
one.
Mari's in a great spot. Oh,
The Omen Cypher is going crazy. Yep, that is
Hyperion with
another
another
4K
4K.
for Detroit. That is 3 out of 4 rounds where someone on Detroit has gotten a 4K.
yeah.
That is crazy. This
Omen
isn't
with
even
2
their
of
map
them,
pick.
too. No, it's not.
This is why Split is great.
Split is also just very defense sided.
Yeah, and I love defense.
That's why this map is booty.
Then again, I don't know. We have very different play styles, so
I mean, that's
from what
fair.
I've seen.
But I was a Sentinel player.
I mean, even I'm not a Sentinel player either anymore. I'm a Smokes
Well,
player now.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's not fun. Because if you're playing Sentinel and they don't go to your site, then you're just playing retake all the time.
That's fair. Yeah.
And then if they do come to your
Ooh.
site, you're like guaranteeing 1.
We're seeing a very aggressive push here from Utica. Just going to hop right over that trip.
Salvos are out. Might force him into the, I like to call this the bucket of ropes.
Ooh. We are going to see a trade here. Ooh, almost concussed himself. That could have been very
They
bad.
did hear Teo drop here.
They are going to continue to fight towards A here.
Jet does have that op up too.
Ooh.
Lupin going for the quick flank. They do have a lot of space towards B. They don't know it, but currently only a breach towards B.
They still don't have the
With
spike.
trips
They've left it
down.
in spawn.
Yep.
Their Deadlock is just going to kind of
And-
continue to take B main space here. The breach is going to have to run and grab it, but that's giving Detroit the opportunity to rotate over.
Just able to see Deadlock's head. Breach, most likely just trying to play numbers. Might delay, hit last second.
30 seconds
With
left.
Detroit mostly being here. It's going to be a little tough.
Yeah,
He does have a Vandal though, so there's a good chance he saves.
Ooh, and yep, they are going to go ahead and get that pick off. One thing that I keep seeing that honestly, it's like doing this sometimes is okay, but you have to really plan for it, is they keep dropping the bomb in spawn, or like very far back, and then they're pushing too far without it,
Yeah.
and they're forced to correct it, and they have to go back and grab it. I think that's just kind of like a mistake that they keep making.
It's not a bad thing because it's like you know if the bomb's going down somewhere, it's going to be in that one spot.
Yeah.
So like they don't have to worry about losing the bomb in mid and then having to refight for it. But I do remember seeing that a lot in CS, was just like
Yeah.
dropping a bomb somewhere outside spawn and then, you know, committing with that space.
Yeah. The issue is that they keep having to turn around and lose the space that they've taken because they keep leaving it for too long.
Yeah, usually their lurk should come through and pick up bomb on their
Yeah.
pass, but you do see Detroit giving up mid space. Name with the pick on Lupin,
Utica taking B space, getting the bomb down, hopefully here.
planning for heaven again.
Breach looking to kind
Aftershock a
of
little
deny
late, forcing off.
the plant, but it is going to go down. That Tejo, however, is going to take a bit of damage as a result. Ooh.
Dash with the pick. Hyperion's already out hell.
Ooh, we are going to see the Omen have to TP out of that Tejo ult.
Makes it out.
Dash
Teo,
taking
they didn't
space behind that
see.
Tejo ult.
dang. It's just well played retakes from Detroit.
Yeah. And we are gonna
Hyperion also just having another game.
yeah,
Gunning
let's
right
see.
now.
10 and 3 on the Omen is crazy.
He did have almost back-to-back 4Ks, so
Yep. Still,
8 of his 10 kills, 2 rounds.
yeah, it's very impressive. We are going to go ahead and see.
I think it's got to be Triggerbot, I think.
What?
He's trigger botting.
What?
Yeah.
No.
He's holding down the alt key. As soon as they walk in his crosshair, instantly shoots.
I feel like that would be the scandal of the year, other than
I don't know. I did
a
it in
college
CS
we
once.
cannot
That was pretty
mention.
fun.
All right, we are going to see an A push here from Utica. A lot of util coming out here. Dash forced to back up to not get Tejo droned. 2 going down on the side of Utica. Hyperion just continuing
Dash
to be
just
super
has,
aggressive.
was able to tuck.
Which is going to go down here. And the Tejo unfortunately just can't fight it.
And they don't know Deadlock's out.
Oh, they know now.
Well, the cam was right there too, was it not?
It was. I'm pretty certain. So they know he's B, and they're just going to group A.
Yeah. Deadlock with ult, you know, maybe we'll see it this round.
I don't think we will.
I think they have to look for one before they throw it. If they get Lupin or, you know, one of them here,
Hyperion.
yeah, they're going to look
ideally.
to ult another and isolate that 1v1.
They're making a lot of noise here. They are well aware of his placement. And we are going to see him get taken out here by Lupin.
Was well played though, hugging that wall, isolating the 1v1 so Omen couldn't see him, but just a couple missed shots.
So far, this is an absolute pub stomp
Yeah.
on the side of Detroit here. Utica just unsure of what to do at this point.
Again, I do. Oh, that's a trip.
You look baffled by that.
Well, it's at an angle, and I didn't expect that. I thought it was just going to go straight across.
I mean, I quite like it. It does, you can probably jump over it from that little box, but you would have to be so
Yeah.
careful with it that you'd probably just get taken out.
Well, maybe. Cypher doesn't ever look at
Ooh.
sight. He's playing off
Tejo is
those
going to
trips.
take a bit of damage.
Ooh. This is where you just like grab bomb and force B.
Yes, this is when you start to like play a little bit more aggressive, knowing that you've got that pick and you've got that starting momentum.
I will say Detroit does have a coach in the coach slot. Utica does not. So,
True.
you know, they're getting a little bit of outside info. I'm assuming it's the same as our rules, considering
Mm-hmm.
tech pauses are different, but coaches are only allowed to talk during timeouts.
Yeah.
So, assuming that's true,
It
Utica's not
depends on the
getting-
league. I know in the league I'm in, coaches can talk throughout the whole thing.
Really,
Yes, that's how it is in Ace Varsity Plus.
that's lovely.
Yep. All right, we are going to see the raise.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
a 3K
Just
here.
a great hold from Breach. A great blind from Omen out of Heaven, too. I think it blinded 2, Planter and the
I
raise
think
that was
so.
close.
Yeah, Detroit is just playing off of each other super, super well. A lot of karambits in this particular game from what I'm seeing. This is like
Yeah, I bought the Reaver Karambit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great purchase.
I regret not getting the VCT Karambit.
That's fair.
That was kind of a bad
I don't have any of the
mistake on
VCT
my part.
knives.
I have the Katana, and that's it.
The
And
other
then I
one,
have the Phantom and the Vandal.
the other one that's good is the one that like you flip in your hand.
Yeah.
Looks like a dagger.
Right. Looks like we are going to go ahead and see a 2-2-1.
Tail prepped.
Ooh, gonna get stunned off, however. We are gonna see salvos come out. Hyperion is gonna take out Mar.
It's just without smokes again, although we have forced a lot of space on B.
Oh yeah.
Teo.
Taewall is just gonna go through mid and
Oh, almost made it out.
that poor other
They
Taeho.
don't know that Deadlock and Rays are pushed up into their spawn. This could be really good.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Breach is
like you
gonna
said,
take
they
that
jumped that
space.
trip. Didn't have to worry about it. They're going to plant
Mhm.
close. They're going to look for a rotate through CT.
Spike planted.
They're just going to let Breach stall on site.
Lupin is gonna kind of just play
Can
in
we go to the
heaven,
CT players?
waiting for his team.
Yes. Okay, great pick. Made noise falling off. Oh, the
Ooh.
wall. Perfect wall.
Player standing.
Forcing that Taeho to get
55 on
stuck.
Cypher.
Ooh, we are gonna see the Cypher get captured here.
Maybe. Omen's not shooting the body.
It is a 1v1 here.
Nosey's off.
You're gonna see the nade,
Let's
and
go.
he's gonna get another 4K.
Sheik with the 4K.
This is a very 4K heavy map here.
Yeah.
I believe that was the first 4K for Utica in this
Yep.
game.
Hopefully that'll be a good turn up the tide, although they're still pretty. Can we get a tab check? Don't think they have great money.
Can we get a tab check, Brad? Thank you.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I mean, Detroit isn't on the greatest money either for being 8-0 before this round.
A lot of alts here on Detroit's side, which
Yep.
isn't going to look good for Utica. They're looking to take up that space in mid. Very carefully looking to take out that Cypher trip. Gonna get
I
smoked
don't know why
off.
this is so delayed. I mean, okay.
Oh, they're just going to run up into vents.
Don't
The
know if
rest
the
of Utica
salvo is
looking to take
needed.
that space in B.
They do. I don't think they scan Teo there either. It's a good chance that Rays and Deadlock just get out B. Although, again, there's no one to pick up bomb.
Ooh.
They are able to get that pick. Wow. That is impressive.
This Omen has a really good chance to kind of catch somebody here from
We
Detroit
need
off guard.
Omen in vents.
Ooh, Hyperion with 2. Looking for a third, getting the third, getting
Oh my
a
God.
4th. It is
He's-
up to this
he's locked
Omen.
in. They just didn't have bomb again either. I thought Omen was going to TP for it, ult for it. But Omen is on A. Looks like they are hunting for this ace for Hyperion.
Yeah, they are
They
going to
do
blind it
know.
out. It's like they know.
Oh.
Ooh.
Seconds left.
They are, however, going to get taken out.
See, this is the perfect thing. He could just go hit bomb. Yup. And then stick it out. Don't cancel. Oh, he canceled.
Enemy remaining.
And we are going to go ahead and see this Breach looking
Oh.
to take out that Omen. Such
It was
a
a-
crazy round.
It was a good look. Yeah, Hyperion with 4 there. Almost on for the ace. Got a little bit of an unlucky timing. We thought they knew where Omen was based off that blind, but unfortunately they did not.
We
And
are-
then Utica's Omen almost bringing that back.
Yeah.
Winning the 1v3.
Oh, yeah. We are going to learn that Hyperion here has hit Radiant before, which explains a lot of those
Yep.
crazy headshots.
Yep.
So we are going to see it as 9-1. Can we potentially get the 9-3 curse going here?
Do we have like a... Oh,
Ooh,
perfectly timed, I guess.
yeah. It's a lot of potentially very good space here for Utica having that Omen in vents.
If Teo... Ooh, this is a ballsy... Oh, that goes straight down?
Ooh, and they
That's
are going to
crazy.
get him. He's going to TP out.
Oh, my...
Ooh, 2 kills here for Detroit. That's
Lupin
a
with
third.
a third.
Last player standing.
Deadlock. Sheik was put down.
It is up to Grad.
Raze has to just kind of get a good timing here.
And they are going to find it.
With
Ooh,
two.
two
They
nasty
can grab a
shots.
gun, maybe nade vents before 6 bullets. They don't know of both.
Gonna nade. Looking to kind of take some space back
Bomb
in
is
mid.
outside B main. They could just run and grab bomb and get out on B.
They could. They have the space. That Jet is looking to kind of rotate over.
Meet him halfway. But they probably think he has bomb and that he's in heaven. Potentially on stairs.
30 seconds
Once
left.
Jet hears plant go down, she'll step up. She start running.
Oh, yep. They're gonna hear the
Both going heaven
tap,
now.
and they're gonna run for it.
Is sitting on ult, but not a good angle to ult from. Breach is gonna ult here.
Ooh, they are gonna get stunned,
Oh,
and unfortunately, they're gonna get taken out.
I don't think I've ever been like stuck to the he got ulted and was stuck to the floor. He didn't go
I
in the
mean,
air at all.
It's probably because he was pushed up against the wall. So with the way that the ult works, it's like you get kind of like forced backwards, but because there's literally no space for you to get forced backwards, there's not much for it to do, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would have somehow ended up on rafters.
That would be a lot of vertical momentum, sir.
I always get launched sky high.
You play Jet in Raze. Of course
I'm
you
not
get launched
updrafting
sky
with it.
high.
I mean, just because I'm playing, like, I shouldn't have different physics because of the character I'm playing.
I mean, with the way that it works, if you, I don't know, maybe if you've like, yeah, that's a whole other story of like hitboxes and momentum. Game design is
Omen and Jet walking.
some.
Oh,
Ooh,
if Dash walked through here.
they are gonna get timinged
Oh,
by Mar, who has a lot of space up in rafters here. This could be a very good A push here.
still 2 towards A. They're split 2-2.
Their bomb is still B.
Yep. Now they've kind of got to re-clear mid, or these 3 just have to clear site. Currently
gonna
only
see
1 on
salvos.
site, but bomb is down mid now.
Ooh, that is
And
2 down.
we don't.
3.
Oh,
And a Tejo ult coming out in mid here. Ooh, Lupin is going to get the Tejo before he just runs out of the ult. That is wild.
with the Rays being last on site, you know, kind of stuck because now they have no info for Cypher,
And they also done a bomb.
right? Which
It's part of the...
seems to be happening a lot from Utica.
Yeah, this is part of the issue that I spoke about earlier where they're leaving the bomb in spawn, but they're not prepared once they take the space to have bomb and put it on
Well,
site.
I mean, that round they kind of were because Deadlock picked it up. It's just you probably want to path through spawn without having,
Yeah.
considering they didn't have mid cleared at all.
Even then, it's like with the amount of momentum they have, if they were to go through their own spawn, by the time that Deadlock reached A, it would have given Detroit more than enough time to rotate through.
Yeah, we'll have to see how Utica utilizes their Deadlock here.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing a pretty
Similar
standard
setup.
sound sensor.
Deadlock's going to be taking care of mid and B, it seems, while the rest of them aggress A. Pretty similar to Detroit's pistol.
Mm-hmm.
Don't see a blind come through instantly, though, which is
ooh.
interesting.
A very early pick here for Detroit. Getting a trade-off.
Although
And they're going to run B,
yep.
knowing
did
that
get
they've
that pick
taken
on
out this Deadlock
Deadlock,
and that
yep.
there's a lot of footsteps on A. They have a lot of momentum here. Looking to kind of get that plant down. Putting it in the corner.
Interesting plan.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Again, like they have all of sight, and they're not planning for everything.
Yeah, it's interesting to watch
Although
where they're
Lupin
planting
with a
compared to
good pick.
the defaults.
2 coming upstairs to re-clear heaven. Just
Oh, that was close.
right. There's a pick from Breach. Left in a 3v2. Last 2 from Utica do sit in heaven currently.
Ooh,
Omen
one is
swinging
gonna
while
go
stunned
down.
is interesting.
And that's 2 down. It is 12-1 here for Detroit Catholic.
Yep, 1 more and they can close it out. Winning pistol there is pretty good, like pretty big. They, you know, we can see Teo buying a Vandal here and full util on light armor.
Can we go ahead and get a tab check?
What's Hyperion at now? Like, yep,
Ooh, 17 and 7 is crazy. Most of Detroit Catholic has hit double digits, but unfortunately Utica really just taken a beating here, essentially.
Hyperion's going with a full armor Spectre. Could have gone light armor or regen shields with maybe a Guardian or a Bulldog, but opted out. Lupin just entering right now.
They're taking a lot of A space, and they.
Oh, it's
Ooh,
unfortunate.
that is 2 down. A lot of
3.
people going down here. 2v3.
2v3. Make that a
Ooh.
2v2. Good right click there from Deadlock. They don't know about Breach though. If Breach can get 1, I think they secure this round and get the win.
They do have 2 Hosalvos up in 5,
Yep.
and they are going to get the
And
pick on the Deadlock.
Having a a Bucky.
Ooh, and
And just
that
got
is going to be
bursted through the
game
smoke.
over. And that is it. Detroit Catholic High School winning the Michigan Invitational here, I believe. It was a best of 3,
Yep,
and they just swept,
they did.
On map
They
2
did
here.
hit the sweep.
taking it home. Yeah,
They kind of obliterated Utica on their own map.
yeah,
Which,
true.
granted, they started defense, so getting to choose sides there on a very defense-sided
Yep.
map is quite helpful. They're able to get as many rounds as they can before, they're forced onto attack,
Yeah.
and they have to actually try to play the game.
You could tell they've really enjoyed playing as a team, not
Yep.
really taking almost any 1v1s unless it was absolutely necessary.
Yep. They were very dynamic in the fact that they usually had 2 with every a grouping,
Yeah.
just so that if they did lose 1, they had 1 there for the trade.
You could tell that the comms were there, the util was there.
Yeah.
The timing was pretty dang good.
Might have been a team that's played together a little longer than
Mhm.
Utica has too.
Yeah.
Seemed to be more, well bound than Utica was. Again, I don't know
overall,
how
it was-
fresh Utica's program is versus
Yeah.
Detroit's, but that could be a factor.
Overall, it was a great job from both teams.
Yep.
Yeah, Utica, knowing that we've played them before, we've seen what they can do. They're pretty impressive as well.
Yep. They definitely have room for growth like any team,
Yeah.
but today might not have been the outcome they were looking for, but it was still a good showing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And with that, I believe that does technically conclude the finals here. I'm not sure if we have another team going. I don't believe we do.
It's a great question. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
So in this case, congratulations to Detroit Catholic High School on their
Yep.
victory. And with that, well, if you guys are interested, follow Ferris Esports on Twitter. We also have a Discord if people are interested in joining, if any of the high schoolers are interested in coming to Ferris,
Yeah.
Not to plug our university. Thank you to both of these high schools for giving us the opportunity to go ahead and cast and run production for them and
Yep.
kind of feature them on our stream. It was an absolute pleasure. It was a lot of fun as well, especially seeing the differences. So with that, I believe this could conclude the stream. And
I would agree.
yeah, I'm Leafione.
Sneaky.
And we hope you have a great day.
Yep. Have a good one.